Alrighty then. So today we're going to learn how to share your internet. We're going to start off by going to the Apple menu up top in System Preferences. And we're going to go to the Sharing tab. And over here on the left we see a whole bunch of things we can share down towards the bottom. You have to be running 10.5 Leopard or higher to do this. You see Internet Sharing. And over here on the right, we see you can share your connection from Airport to FireWire, Ethernet, or if you have another port, you can do it that way too. At this moment, you should not have your box checked. Yours should be off, and you should customize it to share if you're trying to share like your Xbox from Airport to Ethernet, and you should make sure you're connected to an airport and getting an internet connection. Once you have all that set up, click the checkbox. It'll ask you if you're sure you want to activate internet sharing. You'll get a message that looks like this, and you'll click Start. Then you'll want to go back and go to Network, and you'll want to go to Ethernet Settings. Tell it you want to configure it manually, and you'll want to put in, this is the only thing on the page, just an IP address, and you want to put in 192.168.2.1. You'll hit Apply. And that's all we do on the Mac side. And let me swap over to the Xbox and I'll show you. Alright, so now we're over to the Xbox, and I apologize for the bad quality. The refresh rate on the Xbox and the refresh rate on my camera don't match up completely. You're going to turn it on and you're going to see that you still can't sign into Xbox Live. Don't freak out. It hasn't messed up. It's just that we're not done yet. So you're going to need to get here and go over to System Preferences, which is all the way over here. Or System Settings. Sorry, used to the Mac. You're going to need to open up System Settings, and you're going to need to go down to Network Settings. And in Network Settings, it's going to ask you if it's wired or wireless, and you're going to tell it wired because you probably don't have a wireless adapter, or you would have just used that. Then you're going to go up to Configure Network. It's at the top, should already be selected. You're going to select that. And right in here, it's going to ask you if you want it automatic or manual. And you are going to tell it manual because it won't pick up on it if it's automatic. So, you're going to go into manual, and it's going to ask you the IP address. The IP address you want is going to be this one right here, 192.168.2.2. 192.168.2.2. And you'll hit Start when you're done, and you'll go back to here. And then you're going to go down to Subnet Mask. And the subnet mask you're going to want is going to be 255.255.255.0. 255.255.255.0. You're going to hit Start. And it's going to ask you for the gateway. Now the gateway is going to be that address that we stuck in on our Mac earlier, because it's going to be our new router. And your gateway number is going to be 192.168.2.1. So back over at your Mac, you're going to need to find a few numbers out. On your Xbox at this time, you should be seeing, after you're done doing all of the manual settings for the IP side, you're also going to need to do manual settings on the DNS, and we'll get back to that when we go back to the Xbox. But the numbers you're going to need for your DNS servers, you're going to need to find on your Mac. So we're going to go up to the Apple menu, and we're going to do this the easy way without using the terminal. We're going to do it all in System Preferences. You're going to go down to System Preferences and open that up. In System Preferences, you're going to go back to the Network tab, and you're going to find your airport connection, because that's where you're pulling your internet from, is your airport. And you're going to probably see something like this. You should see something like this, unless you're running like 10.4 and then you can't internet share. So after you get here, you're going to want to go to Advanced, down here at the bottom. And you should get a tab that looks like this. You're going to want to click on TCP/IP right up at the top here. And you should be using DHCP, and your router number should be displayed right here. Now, I have mine custom set to 192.178.1.1. Most of the time, they're going to be 192.168.1.1, and occasionally they're going to be 10.0.0.1. So get your router number, write it down on a piece of paper, memorize it in your head, do whatever you need to do, and then we're going to go back over to the Xbox. Alright, so we're back over at the Xbox now, and you should have your DNS numbers written down. Here's what you need to do. Before we were in the screen area here, putting in the gateway, the subnet mask, the IP address, all that stuff. So you're going to need to, if you're still at the screen, hit back, get back again. Our goal is to get back to this screen here. And then we're going to need to go down to where it says DNS settings, and we're going to need to change them to manual. If you're on a regular network, automatic's good. This is what you need to use. Right now, we're on our own special little shared network of awesomeness, and we need to use manual. Now, the number you wrote down, you're going to put in for your primary DNS and your secondary DNS. And like I said before, it should be like 192.168.1.1 or 10.0.1.1. If it's neither one of those, that's cool. It just means you have a special router like I do, and you may have set it up yourself. I don't know. But put in those numbers for your primary and your secondary DNS. And then when you're done with all that, we're going to go all the way back out to this area, and we're going to go to Test Xbox Live Connection. Now, it's very important that on your Mac you have internet. You checked it, you opened, Firefox or Safari or something and went to Google or Facebook or something and checked your internet connection. Made sure you had one. Then you click Test Xbox Live Connection. It'll say it's going to sign everybody out. Tell it yes, that's okay. You can always sign back in. And then it'll run through the test checklist. And mine's looking good. And I will let you know right now that mine is through a shared Mac connection. I'm not BSing you and trying to get you to waste hours of your time. I do have it. My Mac is in a total separate room in my house than my network. It's on airport, connected to my wireless router. I've got an Ethernet cable running out of the back of my Mac to a hub, and then that runs to 6 or 7 computers in this office, and I'm still able to play Halo and Call of Duty at great speeds. This is just a little error message telling me that my NAT isn't open. That's fine. Yours will probably tell you that too. You don't have to have an open NAT. It makes, finding other players online a small bit quicker, but it doesn't affect your gameplay at all. And that's it. After you're done with all that, you should be good to go.